Welcome back into the Rounding Third Baseball Podcast. I'm Nick. We have Harrison and Sean with us tonight. How we doing, fellas?
What's up, boys?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. All right. Before we get going, we got a lot to cover.
Good, and you?
Got a lot to cover. But first, make sure you follow and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can also listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. All right. Leading off, we had some big news this week. We're going to start in Red Sox Nation with Theo Epstein rejoining the Sox?
The Red Sox made a move this offseason. I'm pumped.
My God. So this is kind of weird. I hope. But not going to happen. Anyway, so he comes to the Red Sox. He joins the front office as a senior advisor, but also takes part ownership in the Fenway Sports Group. Now, the only reason he's coming to Boston is to get a part of that Fenway Sports Group. Like, no doubt in my mind.
Because Red Sox make a bunch of money.
Right. And it was just reported, I think, earlier this week or last week that he's not making any personnel decisions. So what is he doing here? Other than just getting a piece of the pie.
I think he's just waiting to go run the PGA Tour. I don't know what they're doing. When news broke, I was pumped. I was like, Theo coming back. He architected the curse breaking. Like this is the guy you need to come back and kind of have a vision for this organization again. And then all they can say is how little he's going to do, and it just makes you scratch your head. Is why is he there? Unless he's just there to invest and collect a dividend check. I don't get it. I mean, that's a guy whose voice should be heard in that building and who should help formulate the plan for that organization. He shouldn't just be sitting there kicking back, watching what's happening.
Well, I don't know if he's going to be kicking back. Like, it's odd. So the press release that came from the group, so from Fenway Sports Group, it says that Theo's going to advise the FSG owners, so Tom Henry, Tom Warner, Mike Gordon, Sam Kennedy, on the company's sporting operations across the portfolio. Yep. And consult on strategic growth and investment initiatives. So that was the FSG press release.
AKA sell the Red Sox.
No.
So I don't even like. And then Sam Kennedy, I guess today I saw the quote, so I didn't hear it. So I probably should go listen to it. But the quote said that he said, so Sam Kennedy being Sam Kennedy said that Theo isn't going to have anything to do with the day-to-day operations of the Red Sox, but that this is an interim move on his way to his next stop, which is weird because it's like you're coming in joining the ownership group. So how can you join the ownership group in an interim move? I don't know. It's weird. But that was the quote that I saw. So he's not even so it's misleading to say that he's joining the Red Sox. He's not joining the Red Sox.
No.
Yeah, no, he's not. And that's the thing. You're absolutely right. It was misleading because they made it seem like he was coming back to the Red Sox. He's an advisor to Fenway Sports Group about all their holdings. He's going to advise them on the Penguins and the Red Sox and the soccer team and the PGA Tour. Like, he is going to be their effectively, he's like their chief operating officer across this portfolio of sports teams. He's not going to have day-to-day power over any of them. He's not going to be making any personnel or day-to-day decisions. And they are very clear. He will not be involved in the day-to-day operations of the Red Sox. He'll be nothing more than an advisor to the group. So he's effectively like the chief operating officer now across the whole portfolio of teams. And the Red Sox will get as much of his attention as it deserves, which it sounds like, given what's going on, probably won't be a lot of it. And they're just going to continue doing what they're doing. But the belief was the ownership group was acknowledging we don't pay enough attention to the Red Sox anymore. We need somebody who will. Theo will be the guy. In fact, it's not what they're doing. Theo is going to be focused on everything and new investments. That's another piece of this too. They want his opinion on other teams and opportunities. There's rumors they want to buy an NBA team. There's rumors they want to get deeper into racing. There's all these other things they want to do, and they want him as kind of part of that advisory group.
I mean, kind of smart, right? I mean, look at Theo's resume. Yeah. I mean,
it's very smart. I mean, he's a great guy when it comes to building rosters and the analytics and building front offices. Like, he'll be great for them to continue to stand up these organizations. But the Red Sox are not going to benefit, it sounds like, from Theo being back in any real measurable way.
No, and it was a lot of false hope, right away. Like everyone's like, yes, like Theo's back. Like Theo's a Hall of Famer, right? He took two historic franchises and broke
no doubt
historic curses. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no doubt.
Just from that alone. And it is definitely smart for the Fenway Sports Group to bring him in so he can run all of their, sports monopoly that they're trying to create here. Like they're trying to own the sports industry, period. That's what their ultimate goal is.
I mean, they're under agreement now to buy the PGA Tour. I mean, these guys are not playing small. And what's interesting is you look at the ownership group in that, it's the Red Sox ownership group, it's Cohen, it's Moreno, like it's a who's who of owners across sports that are buying the PGA Tour. And my guess is Theo's gonna have a big piece of the action there because it's now becoming a for-profit company. They're gonna run it like a business. It's very smart of the Fenway Sports Group to bring him back as an advisor. It's a shame the Red Sox are going to get very little of his attention, but I think as a Red Sox fan, you can have to accept it as it is what it is.
Yep, and we will be in the basement for years to come. So, yeah, it was just a lot of false hope when we first heard that news, and we're like, yes, let's go. Like somebody's in there, knows what they're doing, like can help out Breslow a little bit, just give him a little bit of advice, but it's not. Well, like you said, it was misleading.
We were joking before we went on that, the truck left today to go to spring training, and we were joking that there's not even baseball equipment in that truck because they don't care about baseball. It's the bags of money going down to buy the PGA Tour.
Yeah,
because that's how, as a Red Sox fan, that's how it feels with this ownership group, is that the Red Sox are very much an afterthought.
Yeah,
I'm still outside holding hope. I'm not holding my breath, but outside holding hope that he is going to give Breslow a little bit of help and a little bit of support.
Yeah.
Like I'm hoping, I wouldn't bet on it, but whatever he can give him would be helpful. I mean, there's no doubt that he knows what he's doing, and I don't want to say it comes easy to him because I'm sure he put in a ton of work. But whether it was Boston or Chicago, like it didn't really seem like he made any bad moves.
No,
and it seemed as though when he said, for both teams, when he said this is the path we're on, they not only followed it, but they hit the timelines he said they were going to hit. So it's like, if you have that knowledge and experience, like just please tap into it as much as you can.
Right.
Like I'm outside hoping. Hoping that he can even if it's not his full-time job, which is, I mean, it's asking so much of him, but I would love for him to be Breslow's new best friend for the next year.
Well, and I say it kind of tongue in cheek that they're going to get none of his attention because they're definitely going to get some of it. And if nothing else, if I'm Craig Breslow, I've got Theo's number on speed dial. I'm calling that dude to ask him all kinds of things. So I definitely think the Red Sox get some benefit from him. I'm kind of joking here, but I wish they would get more of his attention because having him around would be so good for that front office, so good for a new GM. Because you're right, John. When you look back at Theo's body of work, the guy didn't miss. He didn't miss.
Didn't seem it.
No.
It didn't seem it.
I mean, you look at a guy like, Mark Bellhorn had 2 big playoff home runs for them. That was a dude off the scrap heap. The Bill Miller trade, Dave Roberts. Like, you look at the moves he made, trading Nomar and bringing in Cabrera.
The Nomar trade, the Nomar trade. I mean, that
could have been a complete debacle, but he didn't miss. Every move he made worked.
And then when he went to Chicago, he dealt Garciaparra again.
Right, he dealt him again.
He's like,
clearly hates Nomar. But you look at the moves he made to bring those titles, and he didn't miss on anything.
No,
I mean, he's the one in Chicago that did the Aroldis deal, right? To bring him into Chicago and bolster the back end of that bullpen when they won the. I mean, that's a deal that, I mean, and we know Aroldis Chapman's not a guy you can bank on for years at a time, but you make the deal, you put it in his head. Listen, man, we need the best of you for 4 months. And he just didn't seem to ever make wrong moves. I'm sure that there are people out there that can show me a handful of wwrong moves he made, and I get it. But for the most part, I mean, it just seemed like everything he did, it just seemed like everything he did was the right move.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It did. It all worked.
I also don't think we've given, or the Red Sox have given, I'm saying the Red Sox have given Breslow a fair shake either. Like they haven't really let him do what he needs to do to make this team successful. At least it doesn't seem like it from the outside looking in.
They closed the checkbook, then blamed him for not signing anybody.
Right. So, I mean, I don't think it's we're giving him a fair shake either.
No.
Like saying he needs all this help. I don't know if he does. He's a smart guy. I'm sure he could do it. Like the first Verdugo move and bringing Tyler O'Neill, I'm like, all right, we're going to be active. And then I said it a couple weeks ago. It was like the Red Sox were like, whoa. Wait a minute. What? What are you doing? Like, don't do that. That's what it seemed like. And it was just with Theo coming in, we were excited, but it's not going to be in that capacity.
I didn't necessarily, and I didn't mean it in the sense that like Breslow's in over his head. He needs help, but he's first-time GM. I mean, like there's not that many of them, and it's just like to do it for your first time has to be overwhelming at certain points. Like there's going to be things that Breslow's never gone through before that Theo knows what it's like, particularly with this ownership group. Yeah. So I just think any chance you can tap into that type of experience and knowledge, like you got to be able to do it. Yeah. And it would be such a shame to have somebody like him so readily available and for his instruction from ownership is to be, and I don't know that this is the case, but it would suck if he's so close in there and ownership's telling him, don't worry about that. Don't get involved. Like that would suck. Like that would really, really suck.
Yeah. No, it's tough because you got a first-time GM with a distracted and disinterested ownership group. I can only imagine what that's like day to day in there. He's trying to get stuff done. Who knows where the hell these guys are, if they're even paying attention. Is he getting any feedback or direction, or is he just like floundering? Like who knows what that front office looks like on a day-to-day basis, but the hope of Theo, I think at least is something. But it's not going to save this year because that roster they're going to go to spring training with is full of holes.
Yeah.
Not great.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we'll move on from the Red Sox debacle of an offseason and turn to the Orioles, who just traded for Corbin Burnes.
Kermit the Frog.
No, he's still in New York.
Yeah, right.
Corbin Burnes to the Orioles, 2 prospects and a pick next year, I believe, or this year's draft, I think. This gives the Orioles a bona fide ace and to go with their other young pitchers. I mean, this is what the Orioles needed for sure, and I love this move.
Yeah, the Orioles to me just jump back to the top of the AL East. Burnes is a bona fide ace. Bradish, who was an ace last year, is now your number 2. You got John Means, who's healthy and coming back, who was really, really good before he got hurt. You got Grayson Rodriguez, who's got amazing stuff, and you just need some time to develop him. And then you've got most of that lineup coming back. That's going to be a good team.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I hope they can. I mean, he's a free agent at the end of the year, so I hope, for what they gave up, I hope they can sign him. Like I hope they can make that the haul worth it to have him for more than 1 year. But I love it. I think he fits in perfectly with that team.
Yeah, absolutely. And then news today, Bobby Witt Jr. signs an extension with the Kansas City Royals. 11 years, $288.7 million to stay in Kansas City. Now
there are options that take it to 14 years.
Yeah. The Kansas City Royals have, other than the Dodgers and your top market teams, other than the Red Sox, the Royals have made a lot of moves this year to make them competitive this year. And does this extension tell the rest of the league that they're here to compete and to build a team for the long haul?
I said it a couple weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. I think the Royals have had a sneaky good offseason. They may be the most improved team out there. Not necessarily the best team, but most improved from what they were, which I realize is kind of a low bar. But they might be the most improved team in the league right now. They've gone out and made a number of moves that, although not exciting on the surface, when you put them all together, are making a pretty solid roster. You lock up Bobby Witt long term, who's clearly your guy, 23 years old. Yeah. Guy's only 23. Like, holy cow. He's got defensive versatility, so you can move him around because he's not great defensively. He's good. He's not great.
Yeah.
But man, can they get hit? And he's only going to get better. He's only 23. I think the Royals are making a statement that we are not going to be basement dwellers forever. We are going to try to be competitive.
Yeah.
And they've done a nice job.
I think the Royals could end up like the Cincinnati Reds this year, where they could make a big enough run to like compete for that last wild card spot, if not take over the AL Central, because the Twins sound like they're selling. They traded away Polanco, like they're, other than I don't know. The Twins are a big question mark to me.
Well, and the Twins came right out and said they are cutting payroll. They were at 158 million or something last year. They're going to cut it. They're going to cut it back by like 30 million because they're stuck in the middle of that whole Diamond Sports Group TV debacle. Which cost them like 40 or 50 million bucks a year in TV money. So they're a mess. They're cutting payroll. They're not going to make any moves. They're done, and they've lost Sonny Gray. And that right there blows a pretty good hole in their rotation. Twins are not going to be that competitive this year. I mean, they'll be okay. The White Sox are a hot mess. I mean, the Royals could easily run the Central because the Guardians took a big step back last year too.
Yeah, I agree. So it'll be interesting to see how that AL Central plays out this year. But I'm with you, Harrison. I think I'm on the Royals bandwagon. They might be my AL team to watch this year, just to see what they can come up with. And they got Pasquantino coming back too.
They do.
So that's another big bat in the middle of that lineup that could help the Royals win some games. So
I just think with the money, with the extension of Bobby Witt, right? It tells the league what did you say, Nick? That they're here to stay, like something like that, right?
They're here to compete for the long haul.
Yeah, and I think it shows we have a guy that we believe in, that we are planning on building around. So if you want to come be part of it, come be part of it. Like, we've got a guy. Like, this isn't a guy we're committed to for 4 or 5 years. Like, this is a guy that we have, for all intents and purposes, could wind up being a 14-year deal. 14 years, man. 14 years is a long time.
Long time.
Like, we are committed to this dude. And we think he's legit. We think he's deserving of it. And, we have a stud in the middle of the order, middle of the infield, team leader. I mean, this is a guy that played on the World Baseball Classic. He was on that roster and didn't get much playing time, right? But you don't think he benefited from being around that roster in that clubhouse? Like, learning how to be a pro, learning how to be a leader. And all of a sudden, he's the guy. 23. Last year, he was 22, 23 years old. Like, he's the guy in Kansas City, and they certainly believe that too, with an 11, could be a 14-year deal. So, whether or not that comes to fruition and they end up, running the division for the next 5-6 years, who knows? But I think it's a step to show not just the league, but the other players, like, hey, we have a guy we believe in. Come be part of it. Don't chase the Mets. Don't chase the Dodgers was trying to get the biggest paycheck. We got dudes that we can play with. Come be part of this.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. You just got to get into the playoffs and anything can happen.
Sure.
You don't have to win 125 games to be the World Series champions. That's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember, this guy was 1 stolen base away from 30-50 last year.
Right.
I mean, at 22, ridiculous. So
he's good. He'll be a lifer. He'll be the face of that franchise for his whole career, and it's good for the Royals to lock him up. I mean, they're not paying him a ton to do it. I mean, 11 years, 288, it's $26 million a year. Good money, but that's a dude that would easily go out in the free market in three years and get 30 plus.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's at the lower end of that band of shortstops that all just signed. So
Justin Turner stays in the AL East, but with the Toronto Blue Jays, 1 year for $13 million. So, sure. So Blue Jays.
It is, but what's weird is the fact that when you look at their proposed lineup, they're going to roll with IKF at third base. They're not going to make a move for anybody else. They're not talking to Chapman. They're going to roll with IKF at third base. That Justin Turner is a nice little piece, but that Blue Jays team has not gotten better this offseason. They've gone backwards.
Yeah, agree.
You lose Merrifield, you lose Chapman.
Yeah, losing a guy like Chapman is no small loss.
No.
The guy is a platinum Gold Glove third baseman who maybe low on the average side, but he's got some pop in the bat. Maybe you replace the pop with Turner a little bit. Maybe not fully, but maybe you kind of fill most of that in with him. But where's he playing every day? DH? Is he your DH every day?
It's got to be.
Right. Yeah. I feel the same way. I mean, okay.
Yeah, but whatever. And then my boy Ryan Brazier signs back with the Dodgers for 2 years, $9 million. That's fine. Keep him as far away from Boston as possible. If there's anybody further than that, it would be the San Diego Padres geographically, but I'll stick with the Dodgers. The Dodgers is fine. It's far enough away from me. But yeah, 2 years, $9 million to come back with the Dodgers, and he's going to pitch well for them. He pitches well for good teams. He does.
He was good for him last year. Like he was a mess in Boston, and then he went out to LA and was a good pitcher again.
Yeah. So
I was sounding the bell. I just don't think the Red Sox used him the right way. I think the Dodgers did. And you know, you use a guy like him the right way. You give him clean innings. Don't bring him in with guys on. You know, and I think he gets swings and misses.
He does.
So, but he just didn't work out. It just wasn't. I don't think it was the right place for him in Boston. But I think LA is a good fit for him. He just kind of slides right in the muck of that bullpen. He doesn't have to be their high leverage guy night in and night out. He doesn't have to be the guy that, you know, tie game. You got to pitch 2 to get us to the closer. Like he's not. That's not his role. Every once in a while he will, but he's just a guy that just kind of slides in the mess of what that bullpen is. And you give us some good outs, you give us some good innings, and just move on. He's perfect for them.
Yeah, you'll see him in the 6th or 7th inning. He'll come into clean innings. He'll get you 3 outs most of the time. Maybe he gives up a solo home run, but a solo home run won't kill that team, and it's no big deal. And just to go back to Turner real quick, did you see his comments about Boston?
I didn't read them. I saw the article, but I didn't read it.
So his comments are basically that he thought it was a no-brainer that he would come back to Boston. He had actually mentioned to them he'd like to come back, wanted to talk about it, and the Red Sox did not engage at all. Like there was zero response from the Red Sox on it, and he said basically season ended. I thought it would be a no-brainer to come back. It was clear there was no chance of me coming back because they honestly wouldn't open up a conversation.
I mean, I think that's because at the time, I mean, there's still outfielders out there, but you got Tyler O'Neill. You got to do something with Yoshida, because defensively he is a liability out there, and you're going to DH Yoshida, right?
You have to.
Yeah.
He's so bad in the outfield. He's like Kyle Schwarber-ish.
Yeah. So,
which is amazing because the guy is super athletic, but he cannot play the field.
Yeah. So I think that was the kind of the Red Sox thinking there, possibly. I don't know. Maybe there just wasn't a spot for Justin Turner. But I mean, the Red Sox don't engage with anybody in the offseason, so it's really not a shocker.
Right. He shouldn't take it personally. They haven't talked to anybody else either.
Right.
I just don't know. Like I don't like a guy that can hit like him. I mean, when he was healthy, he was the cornerstone of that lineup.
Yeah.
Like how? It's not like you have a roster that's full of all-stars. Like, how is there not room for a guy that spent 6 months carrying your lineup?
Yeah, I agree.
This guy hit 276 with 23 and 96 on a team that didn't win 80 games. Like,
but how many games did he play?
146 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he played all but 16 games and was arguably one of your best offensive players.
He's right. He was a bad weekend away from 100 RBIs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't get it, man. I really don't.
It makes no sense, but it is what it is.
Yeah. The Cardinals add to their pitching staff a little bit. They get Kenyon Middleton in the bullpen there. So Cardinals are, slowly trying to get that pitching staff together. I don't know what he signed for, but with the addition of Sonny Gray, we know the Cardinals aren't going to have a season like they had last year. It was a fluke. I'm going to say like last year was a fluke for them. They're too good to have another season like they had last year.
And the Yankees bullpen has gotten picked apart in free agency.
Yeah.
I mean, they
really has. The
Dodgers have swiped another one. It's the Yankees have a big hole in their bullpen.
Yeah. I don't know. So, and then the last thing I have for free agent talk is it sounds like Matt Chapman and Jorge Soler are talking to the Giants right now. So the Giants might actually land one of these two free agents. Maybe. Hopefully I didn't jinx it. Knock on wood.
I hope they get both.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be nice for them for sure. But yeah.
And there's still all reports are saying that he's still really just talking to the Giants now. So
Which one? Chapman or Soler?
Chapman.
Chapman, yeah.
But that's been the case for like a month now, and we've still not. There's still been no movement on him.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So we are going to move on to our next segment here, which is our blurred picture trivia. If you are watching and you know who these guys are, you can throw it in the chat. We do dissect these later on and put them into reels, so you can also comment there as well. But here we go with the first one. Played from 2005 to 2017, and then 2019 to 2020 with a whole bunch of teams. Rangers, Reds, Padres, Dodgers, Pirates, Royals, Marlins, and Rangers. One-time All-Star, 2015 World Series, and he was a starting pitcher. Who is this?
Oh, it's the big chains.
Edison Volquez.
It is Edison Volquez.
Yep. Let's go.
Nice job.
Yep.
1 for 1.
Boom.
All right. Here's the next one. Played 2006, 2010, and then 2012, 2019 with the Angels, Mariners, Twins, Mariners again, Royals, Blue Jays, A's, and Yankees. 2015 World Series, one-time Silver Slugger, first base, and DH. So he was on the same team as Edison Volquez. I'll give you that guess. Who is this?
Is that Hinsky?
Nope, not Hinsky.
Oh, who's the first baseman?
Hosmer.
Nope, not Hosmer. I remember it. I remember this guy mostly with the Angels, to be completely honest. But that's just me personally. This, yeah, a big dude, real big dude.
Oh, it's not done. It's who's the other big dude that hit bombs?
This is Kendrys Morales.
Oh yes, Morales breaking his ankle on home plate.
Yep.
He was good, but he was like streaky good.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next one. Played from 1989 to 2006 with the Dodgers, Cubs, Mets, Indians, Giants, Dodgers, Yankees, Astros, Giants, and Cardinals. 2000 World Series with the Yankees. Shortstop, second base, and third base. This is an older guy. This is probably the toughest one I have on the slide this week. Who is this? I personally remember him playing second base after Ryan Sandberg for the Cubs with Mark Grace and Sammy Sosa era. That's where I remember this guy.
Boy. He was in that Subway series.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a coach now?
Maybe. I don't really know. Who do you think?
Oh, the Yankees have that third base coach that played second base for years. I can't think of his name now. I can picture him. It was like Perez or Pereira.
No, not him.
It's not Eric Young. It's
this is Jose Vizcaíno.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the name.
Yep, Jose Vizcaíno.
If you asked me what teams Jose Vizcaíno played for, I don't think Yankees would have been one of my guesses.
No, I would not.
No, like I remember him mostly as a Cub, to be completely honest.
I remember the National League a lot.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next one. Played from 1995 to 2006 with the Astros, Tigers, Angels, Padres, Rangers, Cubs, and Twins. One-time All-Star, 208 career home runs, third base, first base, and outfield. Who is this?
Oh, it's not Caminiti. It was the guy after him.
Those are very sweet San Diego uniforms, though.
He was crazy.
Those, sand-colored uniforms.
Is that the guy that was the manager of the Angels?
Mm-hmm.
Why can I not think of his name?
Kotze.
He was the manager this year. No, he's
Caught
manager
it.
this
No?
year. Starts with an H, right?
No.
Oh my God, he was manager of the Angels last year. What the hell is his name?
He took over after Madden left.
Oh my God, what the hell is his name?
Yeah.
Come on.
What?
I thought this was going to be a layup.
I know exactly who he is. I can't spit out his name though.
This is Phil Nevin.
Nevin.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Phil Nevin.
I mean, I at least knew who he was.
Yeah, exactly.
I just couldn't give you his name.
Right. It's all good. It works.
Oh, man.
Half a point to Gryffindor.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Played from 2001 and 2014 with the Phillies, Twins, Cardinals, Red Sox, Dodgers, and A's. 2011 World Series with Cardinals, 19 career home runs. Second, third, and shortstop. Who is this?
Lay out on that one, boy. Superman.
Jesus.
I remember this guy. He's in a Twins uniform. I remember him mostly with the Twins. Most of his career was with Minnesota.
But he played. What year was he in the Sox then?
I don't know exactly what year. But it was like a 1 year stop, I'm pretty sure. It might have only been a half a year stop. He shares the same name as me, my first name.
Nick Punto?
Yes.
There it
Nick
is.
Punto.
It's one of those guys like you knew you were going to see him, be like, oh yeah, I remember him, but I just couldn't give you his name.
Yeah, Nick Punto. All right. Played from 2013 to 2018 with Atlanta and Houston. 139 career home runs, 248 career average. Catcher, DH, and left fielder.
Evan Gaddis.
Evan Gaddis. Nice.
Farm boy Gaddis.
Dude, I remember seeing a clip of him hitting that one-handed home run.
Mm-hmm.
His bottom hand slipped off the bat, and he comes around with his top hand and just screams it over the wall. It's like, what?
He was an absolute savage.
Evan Gaddis was the guy who, like, I feel like he could just like take a baseball in one hand and just smush it.
Yeah,
you're right.
It'd be like dust. It would just like explode into like dust, even though that doesn't make sense.
He's that guy who's like never been in the gym before, but he's like country strong, like farm strong.
Yeah, right.
So his backstory is like crazy too. Like I think he was in college, and then after like he got drafted, and then he's like, nah, I'm just gonna travel around the country in my van. And then he just like showed up. He just showed up, made the team, and then was Major League Baseball player for 5 years. And he's like, okay, I'm good. Like, just
nuts. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, his backstory is crazy. Yeah. All right, next one. Played from 2001 to 2015 with the Twins, the Rockies, and the Mets. Two-time All-Star, Silver Slugger, batting title in 2013 with the Colorado Rockies, which doesn't count because it's Coors Field. Right, Todd Helton?
Right.
Right field, first base, and third base. Who is this?
Go back again one more. Michael Kadire.
Yes, sir.
It looks like Evan Longoria's twin.
Right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, well, Michael Kadire.
Kadire was one of those like constantly underrated guys.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, next one. Played from 1997 to 2011 with the White Sox and Tigers. If you guys don't get this one, we're just retiring. 6-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, batting title with the Tigers, and right fielder.
Oh yeah.
Who is
this?
Maglio.
It's Maglio.
Maglio.
That's a no-brainer. You're right. If we don't get that one right, we both should just quit the pod.
Yeah. Maglio. Okay, here we go. Played from 2001 and then 2003, 2004, and then a break, 2007 to 2015.
2 years?
Yeah. Twins, Brewers, Rays, A's, and then Rays again.
Fernando Rodney.
1-time All-Star. You're like
Kyle Farnsworth.
You guys both are on the right track.
We're gonna see the picture first.
30-23 win-loss record, 3.49 ERA, which is not terrible for a relief pitcher.
No, that's pretty good for a reliever.
Who is this?
Oh, not Farnsworth. Sturts?
No.
No, he's a starter, right?
Yeah.
No, Tandy and Sturts, it would have said His
Yankees.
father is Manny Ramirez. That's what Manny Ramirez owns Sammy and Starts.
Yeah.
Good. Not far as okay. Wow.
I'm going to be upset when I see this name.
He looks like Kevin Brown.
Yes, you are. It does look like Kevin Brown. It is not. I would say he kind of looks like Kevin Brown.
Yeah. I'm
Kevin. Is it Kevin Brown?
It's not Kevin Brown.
Because he looks like Kevin Brown.
Yeah.
No. This is Grant Balfour.
Oh yes.
God. You should have said he's Australian.
Yeah.
If you said he's Australian, I would have nailed it.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Grant Balfour.
He's Australian.
Grant Balfour.
Yeah.
That's just like Boof Bonzer. If he
Grant
said he had a
Balfour.
unique name, not a sort of unique name, we would have gotten it.
My God, you guys are ridiculous. You guys can make the slideshow next week. All right, here we go. Played from 1999 to 2011 with the Mets, Orioles, Rockies, and Diamondbacks. 2-time All-Star, 1-time Silver Slugger, third base, outfield, and shortstop.
Odd combo.
Sean, this is all you.
Oh, come on.
Who is this?
Wait. I zoned out there for a second. Wait, so go back again to the slide.
Doesn't matter. This is your guy.
This is your guy.
What's the name of the logo?
My guy.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Who's your Orioles guy? You love him. MM.
Oh, Melvin Moore. Melvin Moore played for that many teams.
Yeah. Melvin Moore. Mhm.
I was
Dude,
like,
the
that
fact
is
that there was
Sean's
that many
guy.
teams there threw me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a funny career
Go
path.
back. Go back to those teams for me.
Just 4.
I will be honest with you. I would have put an inappropriate amount of money on the fact that Melvin Moore only played for the Orioles. That's all I remember as an Oriole.
Well, I think I'm pulling up right now, but when you look at it, he was with the Mets for 2 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore for 11, Colorado for 1, Arizona for 1. I mean, so really, it was all Baltimore.
So maybe
That's all I know him as.
Yeah, that's all you would.
Maybe next week I'll list the teams and put the years in parentheses, how many years they spent with each team. Will that help?
No, because that one is so blatantly obvious. We just had to help Sean get there.
All right. Well, whatever.
It's Sean's guy.
Well, geez, compliment full of knuckles on that one. Yeah, it was easy. We just had to help him get there.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Well, I'm shocked because that is your guy. Like Melvin
It is
Moore
my
your
guy. But like I said, the teams threw me off.
I paused.
If you just like he played for Baltimore and he's known for having a specific logo on his hat, I'd be like Melvin Moore because those are the Melvin Moore logos. But I got thrown off with the different teams. Colorado, dude, I can't picture him in a Colorado uniform.
Well, he was in Colorado for 1 season. I played 113 games. Literally, I was in the same boat when it popped up. I'm like, that looks like Melvin Moore, but that can't be. Then I'm like, no, of course it is. It has to be.
Yeah. All right.
Oh boy.
Next one. Played from 1998, 2009 with the Orioles, the Giants, then the Orioles again, Cardinals, Yankees,
Melvin Moore.
Twins, Rangers, back with the Yankees, and then the Royals. 91 and 113 win-loss record, 5.03 ERA, and he's a pitcher. This guy is who?
Long career for subpar stats.
Also in an Orioles uniform here. Around that same time, maybe a little bit after.
That's not Cabrera, is it?
Nope.
I mean, he looks like Bartolo Colon.
He does.
I can't get Bartolo Colon out of my head.
So legit, he's the same shape as him. And as soon as you see this name, you'll be like, oh yeah, for sure.
Who in that time frame? That's just, it's hard because he just bounced everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's almost I know it's a still shot, but I mean, he looks like the Bartolo Colon release too, like with that kind of short arm.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you an Australian clue. His first name is the name of the biggest city there.
Oh, Sydney Ponson.
Yes.
Good call.
Yeah. I'm staring at him going, I know this name.
But Sydney Ponson.
Oh yeah, he was either like lights out or got lit up. He's like Lance Lynn. That's the kind of guy he was. Like, he'd give up a ton of home runs.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? A 5 ERA, and he still played for like 12 years. And
he's the guy that he'd be like cruising through the fourth. He'd be like 4 1/3, no runs, 2 hits, and he'd blow up.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Played from 2011 to 2016 with the Blue Jays, the A's, and the White Sox. 71 career home runs, 261 batting average, third base and second base. And this guy is popular because his twin sister, was also a softball star at the time. And you'll know I left his forearms unblurred to give you another clue.
Oh, geez, I know this guy.
I know.
I didn't know he had a twin sister that was a softball player.
No.
Danielle Laurie, and I just gave the name away.
Brett Laurie. I knew exactly who he was. I was struggling to come up with his name.
Yeah, Danielle Laurie threw gas.
Yeah, this guy was a little bit batshit crazy too.
Yeah, so Brett Laurie.
Hey, look at him, the lunatic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He was like Josh Donaldson 2.0.
Yeah. All right, clues. Here we go. Played from 2014 to current with the Diamondbacks. 70 career home runs, 234 career average, and a shortstop. I say current, but I don't.
Massachusetts boy, Nick Ahmed.
It is Nick Ahmed. Yeah, I don't know if he's.
Boy.
Yeah. I don't know if he's currently on the Diamondbacks though, because I think he was released towards the end of the season.
I'm pretty sure he was.
I think he was too, but he doesn't have another team, so I put current.
Yeah, Massachusetts
because it happened this
boy.
year. Yep, Nick Ahmed.
He played 72 games with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah, he got released.
Yeah.
But yeah, East Longmeadow, Mass.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. Play from 1995 to 2008, and then 2010 with the Expos, Dodgers, Cubs, Cardinals, Royals, and Indians. One-time All-Star, one-time Gold Glove, second base, and shortstop. Who is this?
Is that Baerga?
Nope.
Looks really familiar. Oh, it's is it also a Nick?
No.
Oh, okay, that's not who I was thinking of.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
No. It's a pretty good guess.
He does look like Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
He does totally.
He doesn't look like Benny the Jet.
He totally does.
This is.
I know I'm gonna be mad at this one.
Mark Gredzalonic.
Yeah, the crazy long name. The Expos one was throwing me. I'm like,
Yeah, Mark Gredzalonic.
Yep.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yep.
Good
You're
ball
welcome.
there.
Okay, here we go. Play from 2009 and then 2011, 2018 with the Red Sox, Marlins, and Angels. 21 and 26 win-loss, 4.12 ERA. Born in Yokohama, Japan. That's your clue.
Junichi.
It is.
Yep.
Junichi Tazawa.
And he was supposed to be like the next big thing coming out of Japan, going to be a top-end, high-end starter, like all the hype, and he was just a reliever.
Yeah. That splitter
did well for the Sox, though. That 2013 year, they don't win it without him.
Yeah, no, but he was like hyped like Ohtani coming out of there, like he was going to be big.
Oh yeah.
Just wasn't.
Yeah, dude,
but he was good.
Him and Koji for the 8th and the 9th were just untouchable.
Yeah,
untouchable.
Those splitters, like both of them had it.
Just unreal.
Nasty.
Man. Like they could tell you it was coming, and you'd miss it by 6 inches.
I mean, except for Jose Lobaton, but that's another story.
Whatever. They didn't even win that series, so whatever. I'm still mad about that, though. That ball was poked.
Yeah.
It was.
Poked.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Play from 1997 to 2005 with the A's, the Rays, Brewers, and Cubs. He won Rookie of the Year in 97 and one-time All-Star with Oakland, and he's an outfielder. Who is this? This was a name I had completely forgot about.
The year, huh?
Yes, and
if you forgot about him, what chance do I have?
Yeah, he's gonna fall.
When you see the name, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, yeah!" Like he was supposed to be like a really big star coming up.
He's got that big follow through like Sean Green.
Not Billy Bean. No,
Billy Bean. Rookie of the Year. That's. Got a nice looking swing though.
He had like that big, like smooth, like Cody Bellinger left-handed swing.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger, Sean Green, like those guys that had like that smooth, long follow through.
Yeah. This is Ben Grieve.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he was such a tease.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know he won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, crazy. All right. Played from 1992 to 1997, and then 1999 2003 with Twins, Red Sox, Mets, Rangers, Cubs, and Pirates. 42 and 39 win-loss record, 5.47 ERA. Father of a Chief, and he's a pitcher. Who is this?
And he's
Pat
currently
Mahomes
in jail. Pat Mahomes Sr.
Yeah, he got pulled over for his third OUI.
Oh, that's right. I saw that headline earlier today.
Yeah.
Like, how many Deweys do you need before you're like, I'm just going to get someone to drive me because my son's a multi-billionaire?
I was like, you can afford
like,
an Uber,
just
Pat. Pick one up.
Figure it out, dude.
I think it's four, then you start.
Yeah, use your kid's black card and get yourself an Uber.
Yeah. All right.
God almighty.
It's crazy. Played from 2006 2018 with Rays, Royals, Padres, and White Sox. One-time All-Star, 145 and 139 win-loss record, 4.01 ERA. Obviously a pitcher. Who is this?
Oh man,
Matt Garza? No. James Shields. James Shields.
Yes.
James Shields.
Big game, James.
Shields.
James.
I said Matt Garza, but I meant James Shields.
Yeah. Big game, James. Yeah, we had the spitter on a couple weeks ago.
The spitter.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh god.
All right. Played from 2002 and then 2004, 2009, 2011, and 2014 with Orioles, Mariners, Red Sox, Pirates, Astros, and Rays. 71 and 82 win-loss record, a 4 ERA, Canadian-born, and he's a pitcher. Who is this?
Oh.
Looks like Jamie Moyer.
Threw me off with the lefty.
Not Moyer. He came over with, I think it was Roenis Elias, and then he never really ended up pitching for the Red Sox that much because you think he was injured at the time.
Chris Sale? Sorry, too soon?
Too soon. That one hurts.
Stacy in the chat says Paxton.
Ooh, not Paxton.
No, but a good one. Boy, it's going to be one that we're going to be like, oh, yeah. That smooth lefty delivery. He got the ball hidden back behind his leg.
Yeah.
Was he a starter or reliever?
Starter.
Did he wear glasses?
No.
I
This
don't know. I'm out.
is Eric Bedard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's a guy that was easily forgotten.
Yeah. Eric Bedard. And that is all I have.
He was a guy that was like, he was so good for like 2 or 3 years, and he just like disappeared.
Yeah. All right. So tried something new this week, and I have iconic moments that I'm going to put up onto the screen here. Okay. And I'm going to give you clue by clue, and you got to tell me what the iconic moment is. So I will tell you when I have iconic moments up on the screen, it's in color. So, and that will give you a hint on the team that the moment was from. Okay. Or which team had the moment. Okay. So first one's pretty simple. We'll start with this. The pitcher on the mound was Al Downing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This happened at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, April 8th, 1974. What was the moment?
It's got to be Hank's like record home run, right?
Yeah,
Early
Hank
year.
Hank 715. That was the
Good old
iconic
Atlanta Fulton
moment.
County Stadium.
Yeah. All right.
They've come a long way from that.
Here is the next one. This happened against the visiting Cleveland Indians. It happened in the bottom of the ninth inning at Comerica Ballpark. Tigers were the home team. Happened on June 2nd, 2010.
Miggy's 3000.
No.
Back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't have been a 3,000 in 2010. Yeah.
Bottom of the ninth inning with 2 outs. This happened.
Well, it's got to be a walk-off.
No, it does not have to be a walk-off.
Oh, is this Armando Galarraga getting ripped off?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. I'm like, oh wait, I know what it is. I'm going through that time frame of like who was there. Grand. I'm like, oh wait, Galarraga.
Yeah, Galarraga's perfect game blown.
Oh, poor Jim.
I have to imagine that Jim Joy stole his nightmares at that moment.
Oh man, so bad. So bad.
And he's so clearly, like, it's so disgustingly clear that he's out. Like, it's just so bad.
I mean, that's a full step.
Like, it wasn't
full
close.
step.
Yeah, it wasn't close. It just wasn't close. Like, I feel so bad for
when
Jim
you
Joyce
look at
he
when you watch it again, and he bangs him safe, and then the camera pans, and Cabrera doesn't know what to do. He just keeps like looking. He's like, wait, what?
He's like,
wait, what? And Galarraga's hands on his head, like, what?
That can't have just happened.
Miggy literally goes, yeah.
Yeah. That was, my goodness, how quickly the momentum there, or how quickly the feeling changed.
So bad. But I mean, honestly, like one of the best sportsmanship moments I've ever seen was that next day. Jim Joyce is bawling his eyes out, and Galarraga hands him the lineup card and says, dude, don't worry about it. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
it probably helps if they gave him like a Corvette or something too to make it, take the edge off.
Yeah, right. But I mean, crazy.
A perfect game too, not a no-hitter.
No,
right.
That,
like
perfect game, man.
I mean, that one's bad. Real bad.
That hurts a lot.
All right. Here's the next one. September 26th, 2016. Bartolo Colon is on the mound. It happened at Marlins Park after significant team loss.
Oh.
Yeah, D. Gordon's leadoff homer.
Yeah.
And it was a big boy bomb.
And not only, like, people forget the first pitch of that at bat, he went up righty and he did Jose Fernandez's batting stance.
Yep.
And then turns around next pitch and crushes it. I watched that whole sequence. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. See you next week. I watched that whole sequence, and I mean, Bartolo Colon knew what was happening too. Like,
oh, sure.
Granted, he still had to hit the ball 400 feet or however he did, but he grooved those first 2 fastballs and was like, "Here, do what you can with this."
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know the moment. Like,
have a moment.
I understand it. Right. I mean, just it's still crazy that it happened, but unreal. All right. Here we go. This happened in Tucson, Arizona, March 24th, 2001. Diamondbacks against the Giants.
March?
Unfortunately, things were harmed in this moment.
Was this Randy Johnson hitting that bird?
Oh, shit, the bird. I was like,
March.
What?
Doesn't make any sense. March.
Yeah, the date threw me off. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
The bird. My goodness, that poor bird.
My God. Yeah, absolutely crazy. And then Zach Gallen did it again this year.
Yeah,
warming up in the outfield. Yeah. Nuts.
Notice to the birds, stay off the field.
My God. I can't even imagine. The best part of that whole thing is seeing the batter, umpire, and catcher's reaction.
They're all like, what?
Yeah.
What do we do?
That's crazy. All right.
As the umpire, you're like, ball?
Yeah. All right. This next one happened against the Tampa Bay Rays, July 23rd, 2009. Bottom of the 8th inning, Chicago, Illinois, and it preserved history.
Yeah, this has to be was it when Burley's perfect game with that
catch
Rob there.
Yeah, do you remember who it was?
They just put him out there that inning too for a defensive replacement.
I know
they did.
Dwayne.
Yep.
Dwayne Wise.
Dwayne
Wise. Good call.
Dwayne Wise.
You know who hit it?
No, I don't remember.
Gabe Kapler.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gabe Kapler smoked that ball.
I mean, and this is like a legit robbery too.
Yeah, that was definitely gone.
And then
got it. He got up and got it. and then fumbled it on the way down.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Not only that, as he hung onto it on the way down, like it was
fumbled it on the way down.
Absolutely insane. But yeah, so I thought I'd try those a little bit. Something
those are
new
cool.
there.
That was fun.
Yeah. All right. So I have a whole list of ones that I was gonna do. So maybe I'll put some together for next week until the season gets cranking on here. But all right. We are going to finish up the show with a little bit of other news around the league. Talked about the Orioles a lot, seems like this podcast this week. I mean, but kind of big news because the Orioles sold for $1.725 billion with a B. Baltimore Orioles sold for $1.725 billion. What does this do?
They're not the Baltimore Orioles, Nick. Baltimore with a B.
You're right.
They're not Baltimore.
They're not Baltimore.
They are Baltimore.
My question is this. What does this do for the value of other teams? Like, if you're telling me that, like, I think it came out, right? Like, the richest or the most valuable franchise was the Yankees at $2-something billion. If the Orioles are selling for 1.7, are you trying to tell me that the Yankees are now $4-5 billion?
Well, no. So if when we go back to the valuations they did last year, number one was the Yankees at $7.1 billion.
Oh, okay. So they're okay.
They are
the
Yankees at 7.1.
That's crazy.
The Yankees at $7.1 billion. The Dodgers at 4.8. The Red Sox at 4.5. The Cubs at 4.1. Giants at 3.7, Mets at 2.9, Angels at 2.7, Braves at 2.6, Phillies at 2.575.
Hey, what are you guys doing tomorrow? Want to go buy the Yankees?
Yeah, so what's funny is the Baltimore Orioles were valued by Forbes at $1.7 billion.
God dang,
so they
man.
Paid it right on the screws.
I thought it was lower than that, to be honest. I never would have put the Yankees at $7 billion.
7.1. Well, because you have to keep in mind, there's three aspects to the value of an organization. It's the team, it's the ballpark, it's the TV. The Yankees own the ballpark, own the TV, and own the team. And that's what makes them so much more valuable. The Orioles, if they own the ballpark, it's different.
Right, it jumps up a little bit.
Right. But the Orioles rent that ballpark. But yeah, so you give the Orioles an owner, because the Angelos family, the old man was, I think he had dementia. The kid was running it. They were not investing a ton into it.
Well, the kids were fighting over it too, which is
right. They were battling over it.
Yeah.
But you give the Orioles and that young core like real money to spend around them. Look out! Like this is good for the Orioles. They're going to have a real solid ownership group. And what's really cool is that Cal Ripken's part of it.
Yeah, saw that too. It's really cool. I think it's great. You're going to get fresh blood in there. Those guys are going to want to win. I mean, you move Corbin Burnes in there. If he has a great season, they're totally going to extend him. Like I think you said, Sean. I think that's number one on their priority list.
I think number one is regardless of what kind of year he has. I think you try to get an extension done in spring training.
Mid-season, yeah.
Like you try to get it done as early as you can.
Yeah.
Particularly because if he does start off hot, the price is going to go through the roof. I mean, he's due to hit free agency next year. So I mean, if you have an opportunity to get it done, you get it done.
But you could also hang this year's free agency over Corbin Burnes' head. Be like, look, the reigning Cy Young Award winner still doesn't have a job. Like, sign your extension now, and you'll have a job.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And
sure, but the reigning Cy Young winner doesn't have a job because he's being utterly ridiculous with what he's asking.
Right, but
it's like me. That's like me being, well, I don't have a job because I'm asking for too much money. Like I have nothing. Like Blake Snell is asking for entirely too much money for his age.
Okay.
And what he's asking.
It. Yeah, like for sure.
Corbin Burnes, like just be a little bit more reasonable when you hit the market, and you can go anywhere you want. That, like if I'm Baltimore, I'm not letting him touch free agency.
Yeah.
Like I'm not letting him.
I agree.
He shows up in Florida, and it's like, all right. Like every waking moment, you're not like lifting or throwing. Like you're in this office with us. We're figuring this the hell out.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. But even like Jordan Montgomery worries me. He's not asking for top of the line money and no one's signing him.
No, that's true. That's true.
I mean, the free agent market this offseason has just been freaking weird. I don't get it. But
I think the tough thing too with Montgomery is that when you look at his body of work, he's been good, but like he's been a little bit up and down. And I think that, a little St. Louis kind of gets held against him a little bit. Like and he's been traded twice now. Like he wasn't great with the Yankees. He wasn't great in St. Louis. Like he was good. And I don't think people want to pay that kind of money for good. But the guy's got stuff. He gets outs. His career numbers are good. He just continues to get kind of like bounced around. But like he's never really settled in anywhere.
He passes the eyeball test for me though.
I agree.
What Montgomery? Watching him pitch down the stretch, which every team wants a pitcher that goes out on the mound. It's like, I want the ball. I'm going to mow everybody down. No one's going to stop me. I want that guy on my team. I don't care what it costs. Like, I want guys with that mentality. I would take that mentality over diva superstars any day. Give me a guy that wants the ball and mow people down.
I agree, but I think with a guy like Montgomery and a guy like Burr, I get the same sense from Corbin Burnes, right? He's a bulldog when he's on the mound. Like I get the same thing. But you pay, to me, now I'm not an owner, it's not my money, but you pay for the guys that are going to win in the postseason. Like you don't, with today's day and age, like you said earlier in the show, like all you need, you just get me into the postseason. Like you need a team that's going to get you to the postseason, and then you need those Bulldogs to be Bulldogs. And you saw it with Texas and Montgomery. I think Baltimore, this is what even makes it an even better move with Corbin Burnes, because they don't need him to throw 250 innings this regular season.
Right.
I mean, he was what? He was at a shade under 2. He was at what? 193.2 last year, 202 the year before.
He won the Cy Young throwing 157.
Yeah.
167. Yeah, 167. So
sorry.
that's what I was going to say. So in 21, he threw 167. In 22, he threw 202. And then in 23, he threw 193.2. That 193.2, if you're Baltimore, that's probably the max of what you're looking for him to throw this year. The max.
Absolutely.
Right? But with that rotation, now granted, John Means coming off an injury, so you can't necessarily bank on it, but you're assuming that Means is healthy. And when he's fully healthy, he's good to go every 5 days. Bradish is Bradish. Grayson Rodriguez is only getting stronger and better. Like, you're not asking Corbin Burnes to throw 200-plus innings.
No.
Like, you trade for him. You sell him on the idea that, look at this young talent we have in the field and in the lineup. It's disgusting. And they still have more guys coming. It's gross.
Right.
Like, you sell him on a 6, 7, 8-year extension in Baltimore, and it's like, let's go get a couple of rings. Something you couldn't do in Milwaukee. Not that it was his fault, but something that has eluded you, right? Like, if I'm Baltimore, I sell them hard. I sell them hard because I don't think they're that far. Like, they're not that far. They're not that far away.
And I think the other piece of it, too, is once this ownership group gets through here in a few months, you need to understand, David Rubenstein is born and raised in Baltimore. He's a diehard Orioles fan. David Rubenstein's worth almost $4 billion by himself. The Carlyle Group is worth almost $14 billion. Jesus. This is not a guy who's going to not spend. This is another Steve Cohen. He is a fan and owner with unlimited resources. Like, if Corbin Burnes wants 8 years at $30 million per year, Rubenstein starts his fireplace with $240 million. Sure, have it, kid. Get out there and pitch for me. Like, the way this team operates will change because this is another Cohen. A fan first, owner second.
Yeah.
With unlimited money.
Yeah. As long as they don't fall into that Mets trap where they just like overspend, and then sell, which
I think they
don't need to.
It's right. I was just going to say, with the young guys that they have and the nucleus that they're going to have for 5 or 6 years, you're not going to need to do that. You can go out and you hand select your pieces in free agency.
Yeah. So you've got Rubenstein and Arrighetti, who's the co-founder of Ares Management, another billionaire, who are leading this group. In the ownership group is Cal Ripken. We know him a little bit. Grant Hill, Basketball Hall of Famer. Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire founder of the Bloomberg companies in New York City. Like, you talk about an ownership group like the Dodgers that is stupid loaded and connected. That's this ownership.
Just half a dozen Billy Goats owning this team. It's insane.
Like, and that's the thing I think people are kind of underestimating with this ownership group is that the combined net worth of these guys is like $6 or $7 billion. Like, there's nobody here who's afraid to spend money.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to win. Like, they didn't buy this thing to finish and to make it to the division series and get knocked out. Like, this is a team that is going to win at all costs.
Yeah. Crazy. All right. That is all I had for this week. Do you have anything to add, fellers?
I don't think so.
No, I was just gonna mention the there's an article about Zach Greinke. I'm trying to find it.
Zach Greinke. Who was talking about Zach Greinke?
Oh, so the Athletic is reporting Greinke is actually calling around looking for a job. He wants to come back and pitch. He was horrendous last year, but Greinke is apparently his agent is calling teams saying he's out there and he wants to continue to pitch. That would be his 21st season.
21st season. Crazy.
Because it sounds like he wants to get 3,000 strikeouts. He's at 29.79 career. The dude needs 21 Ks to get to 3K.
That solidifies, I think. Does that solidify Cooperstown for him? If he gets to
that's
3,000?
that's like an automatic.
I hate that shit.
I do too, but that's why he wants it. And 21 years is crazy for a pitcher nowadays. 21 years is nuts.
It is. That's a long time. And a guy who's really been healthy for the most part. And the other thing I'll add too is that the Yankees are back in on Snell. They're willing to go to as much as $40 million per year, but they won't give him more than 3 years. So
I think that's smart. And if you're the Yankees, you do it.
The Yankees like, look, we'll pay you, dude. We're not going to give you 9 years. We'll give you 3.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
So it sounds like the Snell's holding out for his 9 years, $270 million. Nobody's giving it to him, and he's got no offers in hand. But apparently, the Yankees have communicated that on a 3-year deal, they would consider giving him a higher annual, but they're not going to give him the time.
I mean, just take the 3-year deal, dude.
Well, and the hard part is from the player's perspective. If you're Snell, you're going to be a free agent again at 34. That's a really bad time to be a free agent.
Which you're getting money. You're getting no money. Like this is
right.
It's just the timing is unfortunate for him. The timing is unfortunate.
It's bad.
He's trying to catch his one major ticket, and it's just not
working out.
The market isn't there for him at 31 years old.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the timing is not good for him. And other rumors that came out today, the Phillies are apparently quietly talking about Montgomery and Bellinger, just kicking the tires.
God, Montgomery and that pitching staff would be, wow. They would probably.
Go ahead.
I would say they would probably go to one of the top pitching staffs in the league if Montgomery ends up going there. Nola, Wheeler, Suarez, Montgomery, your top 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Lefty, righty.
Yeah. Say 2 of them gross lefties.
Yep.
God, man.
I mean, I don't know how quiet it can be. Not that I'm doubting your, insider skills, Harrison, but I don't know how quiet it is right now at this point. If we're talking about it, but
no, it's they meant quietly in the sense they haven't actually made an offer, but they're having discussions with them to say, would it be a fit here? Fair.
Yeah, the Phillies are in on Montgomery.
And there's a really interesting stat that came out that we were talking about the Dodgers and all the money they spent, what the league spent. So far, this free agent offseason, the overall signing volume has been below the 30, 60, and 90-day averages of the last decade. So basically, overall free agent activity is at the lowest point it's been in basically 10 years. Even with all that activity, because we still have all these guys that haven't signed.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because we looked at this free agent class and we're like, this is going to be one of the best free agent classes that we've seen in a long, long time.
Half your top 10 guys still haven't signed. Like,
blows my mind.
Snell, Montgomery, Bellinger, Chapman.
And we're 10 days away from pitchers catchers, right?
Yeah.
Like
spring training starts in 10 days.
Yeah.
The first games are in 3 weeks. Like
nuts.
So we are like way off the normal schedule.
Crazy. Yeah, I've said it in the last couple of weeks about like the starting pitching market. I think is just all messed up because of how teams are structuring their pitching staffs now. Right, you're not going to pay buco dollars for a starter that goes 5 innings.
No, I think the Dodgers should sign Snell 9 years, 270, defer $270 million of it to like the year 3000, pay it in Dogecoin, let him pitch for free, and make it work.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand it, but maybe this will be the week that we see somebody sign. I know I've said it every week for the last 12, but maybe it's this week.
If you're these big free agents, you'd like to be going somewhere here in 2 weeks. Like, you got to make some decisions.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Anything else?
That's it. Let's hope for some news this week.
All right.
No, I think we've solidified that 2024, this will be a Royals podcast, I think, right?
Yes.
I'm staying
this is going to be a Royals pod.
And we're just going to hate on the NL West because that's where everybody's going.
Yeah.
Except for my Diamondbacks. Don't hate on my Diamondbacks.
Fair enough.
Residual hate.
Yeah, we're going to hate. It's hate by association.
Okay.
Right.
Because the NL West is where every free agent has gone to this point, it seems.
Yeah. Nuts.
It's going to be a Royals-Orioles podcast.
Okay. I can deal with that, except for I can't watch the Orioles, so I'll go with you guys.
I'll tell you how good they are.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. All right. So thank you for everybody that chimed in and was answering the questions and staying with us for the moments and the blurred picture trivia. It's a lot of fun. We love doing that. So thanks for the interaction. But before you go, make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook. You can also subscribe on YouTube. You can also listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Share our reels, comment on our reels, like our reels. Please get it out there. And again, thanks for your support. Thanks for chiming in. And we will see y'all next Monday at 8.
Let's hope for some news. See you guys.